Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Amira from Fayza Arabic Centre, and we are here today to talk about the conjugation form of the past tense in Arabic. The past tense in Arabic is the easiest because the start of the verb in all the pronouns are the same. All the changes that is happening in the conjugation forms of the past tense in Arabic happens at the end. So the start is all the time the same, okay? Now, today we're not going to talk about the 12 pronouns. We are going to talk only about the singular masculine and feminine, and we're going to talk about the plural masculine. So we're not going to talk about the dual or the plural feminine today. This will be in another video, inshallah. Now, let us start by reading these conjugation forms. So, third person. هو علم, he knew. هي علمت, she knew. هم علموا, they knew. Now, second person. أنت علمت, you knew, singular, masculine. أنت علمتي, you knew, singular, feminine. أنتم علمتم, you knew, plural, masculine or mixed gender. First person. أنا علمت, that is I knew. And then نحن علمنا, we knew. Now, the color coding that I'm doing here, which I'm hoping to help all of you, is simply because we have things to keep in mind that will help us a lot to remember without really memorizing the conjugation forms or taking a lot of our time or exhausting ourselves. So we have to remember all the time that هو, that is he, is the only conjugation form, the only pronoun that the verb doesn't have anything added at the end. In any verb, it doesn't matter. Alima, to knew, is only an example. So everything that I'm going to say now is applicable to all verbs, other verbs. So huwa is all the time the same. Nothing is being added at the end of the verb, regardless of the verb. So whenever I have the verb like this without anything being added at the end, the 3 root letters, so I would know right away, or not necessarily the 3 root letters, but the idea is I have the verb, the original form of the verb without anything being added at the end, any of the ending of the past tense, then it is huwa right away. Okay, now I'm gonna postpone the rest of the third person a little bit, and let us come to this very easy way of remembering or recognizing, let us say, the second person. Because what we are trying to do here is to recognize rather than recognize the what's happening here. So now if you can notice, as I have highlighted in green, أنت علمت, أنتِ علمتِ, أنتم علمتم. What's happening here is the ending of the pronouns in the second person. We have the same ending at the end of the verb, conjugated in the past. So, أنت علمت, تا and تا. أنتِ علمتِ, T and T. أنتم علمتم, tum and tum. So this means that those 3 ones, as long as I know my pronouns, my detached pronouns well, this will help a lot. That will save lots of effort and time from me trying to work on my conjugation forms of the past tense. Why? Because I know now, by now, I know that when the verb ends with this ta, with the fatha, it means where I'm talking about anta right away. If the verb ends with a ta also, but with a kasra, it's anti. If the verb ends with tum, It's tum, antum. Now, what's happening here with the Arabic verbs, the conjugation forms of the past, is that this ending at the end of the verb is like the identity card of the verb. So this identity card tells me who did the verb. Unlike the English, if you have a look at the English, the translation in English that I've added underneath every one of them, knew is the same with all the pronouns. They knew, she knew, he knew, you knew, you knew, you knew, the three of them, that is anta, anti, antum, all of them knew. I knew, we knew. So nothing in the form of the verb in English would tell you anything, any information about who did the verb. Of course, part of it is that you have to have the doer of the verb in English before the verb. You can never start your English sentence with the verb in English. You have to start it with the doer of the verb. But in Arabic is very eloquent and very smart in the sense that you can have the verb without the doer stated like this, because the verb itself it tells you a lot about what's happening, more than just the action and the tense of the action. It tells you also, by this identity card being added at the end of the verb, it tells you who did the action. So when if I had this ending, the ta, I would know it's definitely anta. Alimta, anta. Alimti, then it's anti, definitely. Alimtum, then it's antum. But if nothing is being added, then it's huwa. The remaining ones, these four, I have to help myself in any way, a way or the other, so that I would remember them. And these are, now here, alimat. So if I have this ending, the ending of the ta with the sukun preceded with the fatha like this, then it's definitely here. Okay, if I have u, I would know that it's hum alimu. If I have tu, the ta with a dhamma, that it's ana. If I have a na, like this one, then it's nahnu. What we're doing now is just a way of helping ourselves to save the time or the effort that we're going to put to memorize these words. Save them and find a way through color coding or through connecting things to each other to help ourselves to remember without much of effort and much of time. Especially with the hectic life of that we're living, all of us, we need some extra help to help us remember these forms. So what I'm doing with the color coding and everything, or trying to connect things to each other, is just one way of helping ourselves to do so. If you yourself would like to do it in a different way, with color coding also, or connecting them, connecting things to each other in a different way, it's fine. The most important way to find a way to know these conjugation forms, because that would help you a lot to find your way into understanding the sentence in front of you. And please remember that this is something good, not bad. These different conjugation forms is something good, not bad, because it gives you extra information about the doer of the action. It is, as I told you, these parts at the end are the identity card that tells you who did the action. So do not take it as a burden on you or anything, or a complications in the language. On the contrary, it's more the more details that you have in a picture, for example, it gives you more depth, more beauty, more meanings. And that's what's happening here. As you can see, all those colors, it means lots of details happening here, and details all the time give you depth, give you a more richer or enriching the meaning. That's everything that we're going to say today about these conjugation forms of the verb. Please wait for there would be another video that will include the dual and the plural feminine, and you're gonna find that they are super easy. They are even easier than what we're having now in front of us. And thank you so much. If you need to ask about anything, please let us know. And I hope that this video would help you to memorize or to be able to recognize the conjugation forms and of the past tense verb in Arabic. Assalamu alaikum.